Ramadan 2026, my experience of leading Taraweeh, what are the things that I learned this Ramadan, and what are the mistakes that I made, challenging things that I faced, and how I overcome them, and what are the things that I am going to learn for the next Ramadan. So guys, in this video I'm going to share with you all of these details. I know this is a late video, but still there are so many things that were going on even during Ramadan and before Ramadan, so it was really difficult for me to make videos and recite Quran in Taraweeh, and all the things were going on. Initially it wasn't like planned. I wasn't sure I'm going to lead Taraweeh this year, but then I just made my mind, and I wanted to do this. Actually, I really wanted to do this, and this was the first Ramadan. Actually, the different thing for this Ramadan is it was the first Ramadan where I lead Taraweeh solo. Like, I was the only one leading Taraweeh. There were no other imam joining me, so I led the whole Quran on my own, and it was actually really challenging because I wasn't really prepared for that. And I have made my points, some of the points here that I'm going to share with you, the things that I've learned. So one by one I will share with you. First of all, this Ramadan was also very challenging for me because I was going through some other process for my master's process. I was going through my application process, and interviews and different things were going on, and also at the same time I was the only one leading Taraweeh, so I had to cover up memorization and everything, and talk with my professors and stuff like that. Things were going on, but subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped me a lot in this. During all this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me courage, and I did everything. Initially I did more than usually I do. Normally I first day I did Surah Baqarah, then Al Imran, and just like that. First 10 ajza were like I was doing more than normal. Then I reduced the amount because I knew that if I go like that, I'm going to hurt my throat, and I'm the only one reciting, so I need to take care of a few things. And the last 10 nights, those were like really amazing experience, and also at the same time I learned some of the things. I have decided that I'm going to do Qiyamul Layl, and for that I was like, for some time I was thinking like what I should do, what surah I recite, what juz I recite from. Then I just decided that I'm going to do Surah Baqarah every night. Okay, and during these last 10 nights, if I include the revision and also leading in Qiyamul Layl, I recited Al-Baqarah for 17 times, really guys, and the impact it had on me, it was a really huge, miraculous effect. And I've heard of it before because as you know that it is an authentic narration that Iqra'u al-Baqarah tarku al-hasara wa la yastati'u al-batala. So I wanted to experience the barakahs and the benefits of reciting Al-Baqarah, so that's why I decided to choose Surah Baqarah. And it was a really wonderful experience. And one thing that I want you to do, one thing that I want you to adopt from this video, you can take away this thing, that is, if you can, recite Al-Baqarah every day. Mark my words, you are gonna see results, really guys. So let's just start the video, and I'm going to share with you some of the important mistakes, some of the things that you can learn from, and the things what I learned and what I observed during this Ramadan. So first thing is, I would say this point as recite slow but recite less. Okay, let me just explain this. Because if you are the only one reciting, I knew that if I am the only one reciting, I cannot do more every single day. Initially, like, you have a strength, power, your throat is like working good, so you can do that. But after some time, like after a few days, if you keep on doing like this, you cannot go longer. You will start to feel pain in the throat. So that's why I decided that. And also one other thing this Ramadan I was doing is I was reciting slower than normally I do. Normally I used to recite very fast, and this was one of my mistakes, because when you recite fast, I have noticed this, if you recite fast, you like you don't take pause, and when you don't take pause, you don't get the time to relax. And if you take pause and you recite slow, then definitely you can take pause, and when you take pause, you can have some effect of taskeen, you have relaxation time, so you don't end up getting tired. You are relaxed and you can recite more. But at the same time, if you are reciting slow, then definitely you have to your time of qiyam, the standing time, will increase. Okay, so this is like you have to do the balance. It's like a maintaining a balance. Recite slow but recite less. Okay, so it's like that. Even though normally we did before that, we used to do like 2 juz, 1.2 juz, but this time we were doing like only 1 juz, and sometimes 1.25, 1 juz and a quarter of another juz. Just like that, we were going really slow, and we reached the takmil on 25th nights of the Ramadan. Yeah, this is the thing that I'm going to work on. After this Ramadan, I learned that if you want your throat to stay relaxed and not hurt yourself, then you should be reciting slower. And also one other thing is, this Ramadan I got a new sound system, mic and a sound system, and this is like the best investment that you can do is for Ramadan. If you are a reciter, you are a hafiz, and you want to lead Taraweeh, the best investment that you can do is you get yourself a mic. And my cousin was kind enough to gift me this mic system. I have started in the initial like five days, I would say 5 days I wasn't using any mic. I was doing with my normal voice, but then after when I got that mic, for like 1 to 2 days it was difficult for me to get used to it, because I was used to the voice, like I put this amount of stress on my throat, then this amount of voice will be produced and I will be able to. But on the mic, when I speak, I have to get used to it. It took me some time. It was really good investment, and it gave me so much relaxing effect on my throat, and I was able to do that's the reason I was able to do Qiyamul Layl this Ramadan. Otherwise I never did Qiyamul Layl before this Ramadan. Sure. Yeah. And point number 3, this is very important, and this is something that I talk about a lot on this channel, and some other videos I have talked about in this channel. This is physical strength, because this is my plus point. I'll recite and walk. This is like one of my favorite thing to do, recite and walk. What happens is, when you recite in Qiyam, when reciting in Taraweeh, you have to stand for like long amount of time. So when you do that, your legs start to hurt. I noticed this thing during the last 10 nights, because I was walking for the revision during the daytime. Then after that, in the Taraweeh, 1 to 1.5 hour, 1 to 1 hour, or more than 1 hour, like 1.5 hour. Then after that, Qiyamul Layl. When I was doing the Qiyamul Layl, during that I started to feel a sensation of pain that climb up from beneath my feet towards upward direction from the back of my legs, like the calf muscles, as they say, the calf muscles. From the calf muscles, my legs were like the pain was like climbing in the upward direction, and I could see that my calf muscles are weak. I need to work on them, and for next Ramadan I've decided that I have to work on my calf muscles as well. So yeah, that's another point. And one other point is the comprehension. What I mean by that is, you need, this is something that I realized later on. Immediately I didn't realize, and after when I realized that, I made a community post on my YouTube channel. You can see about that. That's why I make a community post, because if I forgot about this, let's just make a community post. So this is something that I didn't realize at that moment. Immediately I didn't realize. But how I realized that, it's also very interesting to know, because what I do is I started to make after when I didn't do that before. I've only started doing this after rememorization of the Quran. So what I do is I make notes about ajza, about specific surah. These kind of notes I make, like journaling, just to record the progress of my memorization, record the progress of my hifd, and my weaknesses, my strength. These kind of things I note down there. So when I made the mistake, so what happened is I was reciting Taraweeh every single day. I was reciting and revising and reciting. At some specific days, I prepared really well, but I made a lot of mistakes, guys, and this was something that was unusual. I couldn't able to understand why these mistakes are coming, and this is like my thing is, when I make mistakes, I try to find like what is the reason behind this mistake. Okay, so and this journaling system, this note system helped me a lot to find out the reason. You know why? Because when I observed clearly, like what are those surah where I made the mistakes, I pointed out, note down all the ajza surah, and this is when I realized that the ajza, the surah where I haven't gone through the tafasir, the meaning of the surah, those were the surah where I was making mistakes without even realizing that. And then I decided that I'm going to revise all the surah with tafasirs, with meaning. Obviously I don't remember all the like meaning, but still going through, the benefit of this is going through the tafasir. What happens is when I'm reciting, I don't know all the like ayah, the exact meaning, but still I have like a rough idea in my mind, like what is mentioned about in this page, in particular page, and some of the ayat are exactly remember the exact meaning, the famous ayat, as you know, some of the words I know. So I have like a rough idea like what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in these ayat, in this page. So this helps in the memorization a lot, because when you don't know a single word, don't know a single ayah, then you are like I would say like solely relying on your memory, and this is like really, for a hafiz, if you know the meanings, it improves a lot of your recitation. And while leading Taraweeh, this is like huge thing. So you have to work on, I've decided that I'm going to work on this. I need to work on, I will go through the tafasir of all the surah, and especially the surah where I made the mistakes, where I haven't seen the tafasir before. So yeah, that's one other point. And last but not the least, the things you eat during Ramadan, because we only eat a limited amount of things, because we have a limited window during Ramadan, and also during that we lead Taraweeh, so end up like few hours for us. In that time, I want you to, this is what I did at this Ramadan. There are things on the table, but I avoided. And what are those things that I avoided? Specifically, if I mention, I avoided yogurt, because it has a sour effect. It just hurt the throat. Rice, yogurt, and fried things, some of the fried things, you know, these things I avoided. And what I had, veggies and fruits, because you know guys, the world is starting to switch towards plant-based diet, and why not we should, this is the best time we should do this. When we have plant-based diet and veggies and these things, we don't feel like satisfied, but you know what, the nutrient value that it have, it gives you long lasting energy. And the main thing of having a correct diet is having strength, okay, and feeling light in your stomach. If you have light stomach, then you can easily recite, and with energy, you don't feel heavy. Okay, this is very important for a hafiz when he is leading Taraweeh. So make sure you take care of your diet. And when you are reciting Taraweeh, last thing during the Taraweeh, when you are leading Taraweeh, in between, you can have sips of milk. Now, if you are like lactose intolerant, you can add some flavor to it, like cocoa powder, chocolate powder. You can add that. But if you have milk, it gives you a lubricating effect, and also it hydrates your throat. So these were some of my important points and the mistakes that I made. and what I learned from those mistakes. And I'm going to work on all these things that I've mentioned for the upcoming Taraweeh. Next time when I'm leading Taraweeh, I will make sure that I won't make these kind of mistakes. And if there are some things that I want to make a separate video on that. One thing that I want you to pick up from this video is, if you can do any one thing, then that is, I want you to recite Al-Baqarah every single day. I've decided to do that. Hopefully Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me courage, give me strength to do this. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And guys, hopefully it was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.